Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Newman Haas Racing for the original PlayStation in what I'm calling the 1998 Kart Mini-Series. We are playing as Andre Ribeiro, and so far we are just 12 points behind the real-life champion Alex Zanardi. So not a bad start. Our one-lap pace has been hot, our race pace has been inconsistent to say the least, so we've got things to work on. As for Newman Haas, I mean, it's their game, but their two drivers haven't really been performing so far. Andretti has 16 points, Fittipaldi not even in the top half of the table, but there's still plenty of time to go as we go to our first permanent circuit of the season. And that circuit is here at Mid-Ohio, and can I just say, Mid-Ohio was one of my favourite circuits to drive on this game. So Mid-Ohio opened in 1962, Kart first came here to race in 1980, and then it held an unbroken streak of races from 1983 to 2003. Then there was a short break off the calendar, and then it reappeared in the Indy Racing League, as it was known at the time, in 2007, and it's been in IndyCar ever since. In fact, I'm recording this episode just 2 days after the 2021 event, which was won by Joseph Newgarden, where he didn't do any of the things that I'm currently doing. Now, I'm going to make one change coming into this race, and it is this. I'm going cockpit mode, for the simple reason that in qualifying for the last two races, I have nailed pole position twice, which is, to be honest, after F1 95, a bit of a weird feeling. Yes, in the race I've not been as good, but basically I feel like ever since I moved to chase cam, I was finding it a lot easier. So I'm going to challenge myself a bit for this race weekend, and I'm going to stick it in cockpit mode and see what we can do. It might be a big mistake, but I'm going to stick for it for this race weekend at least and see how things go. And finally, before we get into the action of this episode, this is the first video I've recorded in full since the passing of the man we're driving as, Andre Ribeiro. You know, like I said in the short intro last time out, I didn't know much about Andre before we started the series, and I was going to learn as we went. But it was a real shock to see that he'd passed away of cancer. He seemed like a very well-liked, well-loved guy. And also, he was very talented in his own right as well. Yeah, he isn't one of the legends of IndyCar, but he's a race winner. And to be fair, as well, what an accolade to have that he scored Honda's first ever IndyCar win. Since then, Honda's gone to win over 300 races. They've won the Indy 500, they won Drivers' Championships, and it started with him. And interestingly enough, at the IndyCar 101 website, it says that Honda won their first race at New Hampshire. It's like, list the driver's name, I think. Andre Ribeiro won that first race on the IndyCar website. I think it would be a nice touch, because the car doesn't drive itself, does it? And what's even more remarkable about that win is not only was it a first win for Honda, it was in Andre's first season in IndyCar. The team he was driving for, Tasman Motorsports, they'd been in Indy Lights, but it was their first season in IndyCar as well, which is really impressive. He won at the New Hampshire Oval, and he finished ahead of Michael Andretti and a guy called Jacques Villeneuve. Like, it's pretty good, you know. So yes, we are going to try and win as many races as possible, and hopefully this Kart mini-series in his name. But once again, rest in peace, Andre. Okay, time for those all-important 12 qualifying laps. In real life, pole position was taken by Dario Franchitti, who is not one of the 16 drivers in this game. However, second was Jimmy Vasser, and third was Brian Herter. They both are in this game. However, that doesn't really have an impact on the grid in here, because we all know that Newman Haas will probably be first and second, Andretti and Fittipaldi, and then Alex Zanardi, the main one we've got to look out for, is probably going to be top 5-ish, around there. In real life, Andre Ribeiro qualified 14th, but once again, I'm not going to take that target, I'm going to make my own. I would say go for pole position, considering we've got 2 poles out of 2 so far, but because I've switched to cockpit mode, I'm going to just say top 5, because I think it's going to be a bit of an adjustment. It shouldn't matter that much, but you are a lot lower down. It's a little harder to position the car and speak, apparently. And also, traffic is always an issue. So obviously, we haven't got the layout for the pole time. Usually we can see what the pole time is. And if I was to change view to an out of the cockpit cam, I'd be able to see what the pole time is, but I'm not going to. We've got all the info we need on the heads-up display. Admittedly, this is not the best of starts. First bit of traffic. Newman Haas of Michael Andretti, who got round him without any issues. Unsurprising that I'm last, because let's be honest, that was a poor lap. Oh dear. Oh, more traffic. Blundell's there. Ah. Oh, I hate that crash cam. The fact that it pops you out. Oh no, don't. Ah. Just snapped at the back end.
He will certainly have to become faster.
That is certainly correct, I will. And that is not how to do it. God damn. Can we not have this at this point? It's right on the flipping racing line. Get out the way, man. Final turn. That's better. This is a better lap. Will it get me further up the grid? One place. Lovely. Oh, what a place to come up against you. I've got to try to go all the way around the outside and just... Reminder, we are playing against the AI on their hardest difficulty, which is Superstar in this game. Oh, come on. I'm driving far from it, just from moving to cockpit mode. Typical on one of my favourite tracks on the game. That's me getting overconfident, thinking we've had 2 poles. I mean, I've not even led the title yet. That's me getting ahead of myself. Too easy, this. Too easy, this is going to make it harder. Have you led? No. No. We're going to hit some traffic again. Perfectly at the worst time. We've managed to survive okay. Please, no, Mark Blundell, do not. And whoever you are, do not. Through we go. This is going to be quicker, though. 59 seconds, 11th. Right, okay. We are going to come across more traffic, annoyingly. The other Newman Haas car. We've gone round the outside, though, without issues. That's good.
Look at this guy accelerate.
Tidiest lap so far, by a long way. Really good. Coming out the final corner.
If he breaks that track record, we'll sure let you know about it.
Smug mode enabled. Where does it come from? It just suddenly... It's weird. I do awful. And having been more awful than before because of cockpit view. But the worst just come out of nowhere, that lap. I genuinely can't believe I managed that. Just got a break in the traffic and threaded it together. We are on pole by almost a second from Michael Andretti. Incredible. Christian Fittipaldi 3rd, Scott Pruitt 4th. Is going to be Zanardi 5th, by any chance? Yes. Well, I hope what happened in real life doesn't happen here, because the top 3 qualifying cars all ended up retiring by lap 2. Dario Franchitti and Jimmy Vasser had contact with each other, and then Brian Herter had a radiator issue, so all gone. The race was won by our fake in-game teammate, Adrian Fernandez, who was driving a similar Penske liveried car. He was driving for Patrick Racing when he got the win, and Scott Pruitt, who is in the game as well, finished 2nd, making it a 1-2 for the team. It's pretty good. In real life, Andre Ribeiro finished 10th, and his best ever finish at Mid-Ohio was in 1996 with Tasman, and he finished 8th there. Target, I'm hoping, because this is a circuit I really enjoy, despite the fact I'm not really a fan of the view, I'm going to be aggressive and say we're going to win at Mid-Ohio. Let's do it. Let's go. For Andre. Let's do this. Here we go then. It's been an incredible run of form in qualifying. 3 races, 3 poles, but the race win is not guaranteed, especially when we're in this view. We are off and running at Mid-Ohio. Andretti chasing us can... Oh... I'm not even going to finish the sentence. The answer is no. We've got... Oh, he looks big in the mirrors. Objects may appear bigger in the mirror. big issue so far in this game has been consistency in the race. I can pick, it seems, a flying lap out of nowhere, literally out of my backside. But as we saw, breaking into that initial hairpin, consistency, come on. But, remarkably, with 12 laps to go, we have managed to lead at the end of lap 1. Oh my word, they are trying to take it a bit more gentle as to not make mistakes, and they're right there. Both the Newman Haas boys, Andretti and Fittipaldi. I could just see them flashing about in my mirrors, and I don't really like it. If I'm honest, what is it about that final turn that I just think I can take it really... It tightens up, and I just start to follow the line and just roll into the pits. That's not really it, is it? And almost inevitably, it was never going to be your Grand Chelem. Lights to flag. We're down to 5th. I think we're behind Zanardi now. And again, just because I could feel Andretti in the mirrors. Pressure. Pressure got to me. Put me off. Let's see if we can make some moves. Here we go. Up the inside here. Oh, no. He's there. Quite a few more blind spots in this view, has to be said. Come on. Hug the inside. Keep the curb in view. 10 laps to go. Andretti leading for Newman Haas. And this is a good little run out of turn 1. Again, he's kind of weaved. We've touched. But we're both okay. And we are through. I mean... liability. That's all I'm going to say. Right, here we go. So, working our way back up to podium position. The top 3 still quite close together. Andretti, Fittipaldi, and I think this is Pruitt, I think. Keep a good line through the final turn. And then if we can get the run out of turn 1 up to the hairpin, I think that might be the play. So, in fact, we've gotten a great run out of that final turn. Brilliant. 9 laps to go. Back up to 3rd. Andretti from Fittipaldi. And here we go. And this is what we want to see. Fighting the Newman Haas boys as Penske in Newman Haas Racing. We brake late. We've gone a little wide. Oh. Having the car floating about in your rear view mirrors on this game is slightly intimidating because it is closer than it really is when you look back. And when it fills your mirrors, you think, Christ, he's coming alongside me. He's going to hit me because the AI are a little bit clumsy, it has to be said. I mean, I know I'm also, fair enough, yeah, clumsy too. Good run round turn 1 though. Again, don't really have the straight line speed to get past Fittipaldi. Can we brake late and try it again? Round the outside. Again, gone too wide, touched the grass. Pruitt is there. Oh, and Pruitt's got the speed. I'm going to just make sure I get the car in front of him. Around the final turn. Up the inside. Good run out of it. 7 laps to go. Let's hold it. Oh, it's good. Oh, again, straight line speed of those Newman Haas cars. Again, we're going to try it. 3rd time's the charm. Brake late. Round the outside. Oh, back end's gone. Oh. I'm determined to try and make that move stick. I must admit, I'm really starting to enjoy racing in this view. It is slightly more authentic as this game can be, considering when it was made and its platform, but I'm enjoying the wheel-to-wheel aspect. It's good. And once again, we pull in the gap to Fittipaldi, run out the final turn, much better. We don't get the round the outside the move, but we've got the move done, back up to 2nd, and just like last time in Toronto, it's us versus Andretti for the lead, and I'm going to try it on him. We've got the run, I've just touched the grass. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. and we go round the outside of Michael Andretti for the lead. But this by no means job done, because as we've seen in this game, I am much better at following and chasing down than just holding out the lead. We had the lead and lost it in Milwaukee and didn't regain it. We had the lead and lost it in Toronto and thankfully regained it. We've had the lead and lost it here. Now it is all about holding on for 5 laps. 5 laps. And Zanardi's down in 8th now. That's huge for the championship. This could be our first taste of being at the top spot. And here we go. As we come round to our first back marker. And am I happy to report that for once, I don't think it's Adrian Fernandez in the other Penske. Could this back me into Andretti? It did at Toronto. It could be a repeat showdown at the end. Just need to get past. Come on, come on. Oh, there's no room there. Side by side. And Andretti is now behind me in the mirrors. Oh. Oh, hello. Round here. Shirley's get round the outside here. Inside for the exit. Lovely stuff. 2 laps to go. Andretti is through without any problems. The end of the lap, through to say like the first hairpin, is where I'm quickest. The middle section is definitely where they catch up. We have 1 lap to go. White flag waving. Let's just not make any silly mistakes. I don't want to speak at this moment, guys. I prefer not to speak. I'm going to hold the inside because I know Andretti's right there. Both the Newman Haas boys are there as well. Andretti and Fittipaldi. Just overcooked it into turn 1, and now we're going through the section where they are very much quicker than me. And we're okay. We've managed to actually hold on quite well. 1 corner to go. Don't go in the pit lane. Good. Back-to-back wins for Andre Ribeiro. We win at Mid-Ohio. Lovely stuff. And another good race, I've got to say. Really enjoyed it. Ribeiro from Andretti from Fittipaldi. Pruitt finishes 4th. Roberto Moreno 5th. Jimmy Vasser in 6th. We wait to see where Zanardi is. He's below Blundell. 14th. Only just ahead of Adrian Fernandez, the real-life winner of this race. Christian Fittipaldi, though, look at that. 54 seconds. A lightning fastest lap from him. So this is how the championship looks. We have overtaken Alex Zanardi, but we haven't taken the lead. Scott Pruitt leads by 2 points. Our second different leader of the championship. We're up to our highest position of the season in 2nd. Andretti now up to 3rd, joint 3rd in fact, with Alex Zanardi. Even though Christian Fittipaldi has in fact gotten a 3rd place and got his season going, he's still 9th even, and out of the top half of the table. So he's got a long way to come back. So another round down. We have now got back-to-back wins, 100% record on poles, and I'm going to keep going in cockpit view because, you know what, I do find it more challenging, but once you get into it, the wheel-to-wheel racing is really, really fun in this game. Haven't had a dull race so far, really enjoyed it. This season will continue. Remember, the full playthrough of F195, Justice for John Lacey, is live now. Playthrough of F197, Getting Justice for Another Driver, starting very soon, as well as another retro playthrough starting soon. Thank you so very much, and I hope to see you for the next one.